All right. So, what do we have? So we had. So, if you don't look at the overnight sessions, you have an inside day yesterday, right? Now, if you turn on the overnight sessions, the picture looks a little different because the overnight session from yesterday took the high and the low of the previous session, and then we spent the whole day trading inside that range. So, remember I said it was going to be choppy, right? It ended up being a pretty balanced day. Then we started attempting to move higher, but just put a lot of volume at the 75-90 area, but we were not able to follow through. We left another bullish imbalance, pointing to this untested point of control. Now we have 1, 2, 3 highs right here, like almost equal, right? And now the overnight high also just tested like maybe a tick above this high. So we have all these highs, and we are having a lot of trouble getting through this area. Buyers keep trying, but like every time you get there, you can see that like there's not enough buyers, and like it kind of dries up, and then it starts pulling back. So first thing to look for is do we fail to hold these highs and then come back into the 20-day point of control. If you look at yesterday's high, right, like we're opening with a little gap here, so the first thing to look for is for a gap fill, and then see if we can get back inside value and then get back to that 20-day point of control. We could see a bounce there and then another attempt to move higher, and if we do that, then I expect this to be broken and then to keep going. But if we get back that below that 20-day point of control, then I'm looking for the overnight low and yesterday's value area low as targets, and then back in the choppy area where yesterday it looked like we were filling this area with volume, but then we ended up kind of like not doing much and putting most of the volume up here, right? Like we couldn't even fill this area. So anyway, in this, I think we could still spend some more time in here chopping around. So if that's the case, I'm not very interested in trading around this area. I would likely wait for this low to be tested and see what happens there. And see if we do one of those look below and fail, or if we hold below it and then keep going towards this two. I call it equal lows, but they're not really equal, but they're like back to back. The market likes to test those areas when there's very close highs and lows. So and that would make sense if that happens, because this would be, we're looking at this range, and this would be like look above, and then the target should be the other side of the range, right? If we hold these highs, then targets are, we have all these targets from previous bullish imbalances, a bunch of untested highs from previous sessions, and then eventually all-time highs that are very close. But everybody's looking at that. So, and now it's summer, low volume. There's higher chances of a slow grind higher in the summertime for some reason. So that's a scenario to look for. But on top of all of that, we have earnings seasons, we have elections coming up, midterms. So, and volatility is still kind of elevated. So it's coming down a little bit, but it's still not. There's still room for jumpiness in this market, I think. NQ fighting still with that 30,000 area. Still, this is kind of like the same, but at a different spot. That we have like this back-to-back highs that that are next to each other, and we have this kind of like a ledge. That's not a ledge, but we have a big chunk of volume here, and then thinner profile up here. So looking for that 30,095 area, 30,100, and see if we can hold above it to push above this highs. Otherwise, still looks like shit here. Still looks like a terrible profile. Crude is holding this area after pushing higher. Remember, 90 is the high volume node on the upside, and then 74 is the 20-day point of control. So watching this 76 to 77 area for support. If it breaks 76, 74 is the target. Gold keeps going back between these two high volume nodes. Now the 20-day point of control that was here at 40.40 shifted up to 40.80 and change. So these two are still magnets in the short term. Still support around the 4,000 area, but we have a nicer distribution now to play with. So fading these edges back to the middle, I think it's the trade. But I think gold is getting ready to turn. It's putting way too much volume down here, after that big drop. So if it does turn, I think this area will be resistance right here. Oops. This area. So watch that 42, what is it? 4260 to 4300. And then if we get above that, then we have the high volume node there at 4355. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here? More Fed speaking today. And then we have England versus Argentina playing today. And so I won't be around at that time. Alright, good luck.